Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Early Thursday morning, getting ready to head into the gym, get my mind right, body right, get everything right. I like to start my mornings off with a great workout because a lot of you people are not understanding how powerful working out is. Because working out is mental. Like, some people pray, which I do that. Meditate, which I do that. But when I go in the gym, I'm not going in there to do a lot of gossip, the talking and all this other jazz. I'm going in there to work on the body and to work on the mind. To think about my day. Think about what it is that I need to change and become better at in life. Now, let me just speak on something real quick. So, the video is called Mistakes. Now, first, let me say what I'm about to say right now about Kevin Hart may not even be true. What's going on, sir? But allegedly, they're saying that Kevin Hart right now has cheated on his pregnant wife. And we know about the infidelity that Kevin Hart had before with his first wife, which led to a divorce. And Kevin Hart is saying that he didn't do it. I wasn't there. I don't know if he did it or not. But this video is titled Mistakes, and I want to use that as an example. In life, every human being is not going to be perfect. No human being would ever achieve perfection. But we're sad as human beings. We have people right now who make fun of other people who make mistakes. Like some of you watching this right now have somebody in your life, whether it's a family member or a friend that you're jealous of, and you get happy when they make mistakes in life because it makes you feel good. But here's what you're not understanding. If you don't make any mistakes in life, I promise you, you will not be successful. If you're not in the game of taking risk, I promise you, you will not be successful. You cannot be afraid your whole life, afraid to take risk, afraid to go after something and be successful. If you're not used to making mistakes, don't even include being successful in your vocabulary. A lot of people ask Kevin Hart, are you embarrassed about the infidelity that you had with your first wife? And he said no. And a lot of people took that as, how arrogant of you. You did something wrong and you're not embarrassed about it? And then what he said next was powerful. You cannot evolve as a man if you are one that can't embrace your mistakes. Because some of us, think about it, we run and hide. We're ashamed when we make mistakes. And this has happened to all of us. Let's say you were walking in front of a crowd and you fell and bust your face, fell flat on your face. A lot of people would laugh. Laughter would just erupt in the room. And I used to do that too. But now I've learned that person just made a mistake. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make a mistake at your job. You're going to make a mistake in your business. Just before this YouTube Live, I just talked to another gentleman, and he was talking about, hey, let's create a marketing group. And I said, yes, let's do it. Whether or not that's going to be a success or not, I don't know. But with Facebook, would Facebook be Facebook if Mark Zuckerberg didn't take action? Did he know at the beginning that Facebook was going to work? Didn't know. He took a risk. People, if you are around, let me tell you how serious I am about this. If I find a person in my circle, whether it's family or whether it's a friend, and they're the type of person that are like, you made a mistake. Oh, look at this car you drive. Oh, you have a hole in your jeans. If I see a person like that, I can promise you right now, and I can say this with 100% confidence, I would delete that person from my life immediately. That probably would be the last meeting that I would have with that person. And one of the reasons why it says that's a person who has just let me know that they're not comfortable with failure. Anybody in my life that makes fun of failure, I don't want to talk to that person. And the reason why I don't want to talk to that person is because I know with 100% confidence, you have to be a man. Success is failure. Like I said, when you're born in this world, you don't have you don't come out of the mother's womb with this chain on and this sign and says, I'm a marketer. I'm a computer engineer. I'm a musician. I'm a poet. I'm this. I'm a doctor. No. You're going to have to guess your way through life. And that's life, people. That's life. And if you're not taking risks, I promise you, the first thing that you probably do in life is probably not going to be the thing. Like, you weren't meant to be a janitor, right? You weren't meant to be a janitor for probably 30, 40 years. But that's the first job you took. You got Sally pregnant. And you felt that, hey, I have to remain at this job for 30-something years because I got to pay for the kids' college and whatever. You were too afraid maybe to take a risk. This is why Les Brown always says the graveyard is full of the people who could have been writers, the people who could have been musicians. Because a lot of times we spend years focusing on, this person stole my idea. Oh, I wish I could do this. Oh, I wish I would have. Look, there's no wishing. It's either you're doing it or you're not doing it. If you're thinking about doing it, you're not doing it. So stop thinking and start. You're not going to get to a level where you're going to be like, okay, I'm ready now. Because when you say you're ready now, there's still going to be some things that you learn. We're reading about Russell Brunson right now, and I'll say it again, the guy makes about $600,000-$700,000 a month. But one time in his life, he had a goal to make 1,000. So how does a person get from, he had a goal to make 1,000 a month in the internet business, and now he's making 600,000-700,000. And I promise you, there was all types of people around him that was saying you couldn't do it. It's stupid to do it. Why are you taking so much risk? Your wife is the breadwinner at this time, and here you are trying to make, $1,000 a month, and he had to silence all of that noise and tell people, I don't want to hear it, and probably felt down about himself and put himself down and went through depression just to get to the point where he's making $600,000-$700,000 a month. And that's not easy because he's almost, we read this morning, he faced bankruptcy about 2 times. Life is about creating and getting better. Oh my God, that's life. And anyone that laughs at your failures, because here's the part the problem I have with people laughing. Where you are now isn't necessarily where you can be in the future. But the decisions that you make today can push you in a better way in the future. I'm going to give you one last story. I was watching a guy yesterday who was a software engineer. At 19 years old, he was making, I think it was about $75 an hour. Now, when Uncle Sam takes his piece, I think that comes out, I don't know exactly what that comes out to, but comes out to a lot of money. He makes a lot more money than most. But what he did after that was powerful. Some people would say, for $75 an hour, oh, I'm rich. So they would go out and buy a BMW, move to an expensive side of the town, and then play the Keeping Up with the Joneses game with his friends. And the husband and the wife would buy all kinds of expensive clothing, hang out at country clubs, develop a drinking addiction, and go out and just hang out with the elite people. Fast forward 65 years old, they have the country club, they still whatever. You know what this guy did? He, 19 years old, got his first property, which was a duplex, moved some people in on the other side, made a goal, said I'm going to buy a property every year, did it. Now he has 26 properties. After everything is paid, makes about $10,000 a month. 26 properties. And some of those properties are like fourplexes, duplexes, or whatever. And he's in his 30s. He took the money that he had and he built. Hear me out on this one. He built a better life for himself. Because when you, first of all, if you get into that mindset where you're making $75 an hour, and then you think that you're rich, and then you go to work one day and the boss says, or the boss killed himself or had an accident or whatever, and the boss says, you're fired. All of that wealth is gone. He said, yeah, I'm making this money now, but this may not be promised, so I'm going to take the money that someone gives me, and I'm going to invest it and put the trust in things in my own self. That way, I don't have to become a slave to a paycheck. Who else here is building something like that? That's what I'm doing. Like, I can make all the money at the end of the day, but there are a lot of NBA players and NFL players that are working at fast food restaurants right now because they're probably not going to make the money that they made ever in life, that much money. So you got to understand that when you're blessed with high wages and a situation, what you do at that moment, powerful. And even if you don't have a lot of money, what you do with that money and what you build is powerful. So if you're not building a savings, if you're not building passive income or real estate portfolio, you're not winning. And that's what I did when I took the risk with my wife and we got the first property. I took that risk. And now we're almost done and we're getting ready to rent it. And now we're looking for a second one. You got to take the leap, right? You got to do the thing. And that's I'm creating a course on that too, about that process with the whole real estate thing. But that's the movement. What are you doing with the money you're making? I promise you, some of you guys are going to jobs or something today. What you going to do with that money? You got to stay out of those bars. You got to stay out of those restaurants and spending, $2,000 a month when you could actually make your own food at home and cut that bill down to $300 a month and save the other, $1,700, put that in savings and you buy your own property or whatever. Because that property that we bought was bought in cash. Right? So let me read a few of these comments. I'm getting ready to head into the gym today, which is a planned thing. Before I used to spend a lot. Let me see how these comments go. I hope I don't turn things off here. Show live chat messages. Let me see that. Well, I see messages come up, and then sometimes I don't see them. But I'm just going to go ahead and end this. But I'm doing my second powerful thing of the day. Did the 5 a.m. book club. Woke up. Now I'm getting ready to do my second powerful thing. I'm about to head to the gym and then get into my work. So I'm going to go. I'm going to tell you guys more about this group later, but I'm going to create my group, and it's going to be a monthly group, something cheap like $9.99 a month, where I'm going to basically go there and show up and talk about these experiences and these risks that I'm taking. And I hope that some of that can rub off on you and you start taking your risk and you start building a better life for yourself. Because when we're sitting there in our 60s, at that time, we can be sitting there like, oh, I wish I would have did this. We don't want to be that. So I want to try. Today is Thursday. Time is moving. So I'm going to try to have this group ready to go pretty soon. Like, if not by this week, definitely next week. So, and I'll be there, doing messages and probably daily messages and things like that. So I'll talk a lot more over there. On YouTube and stuff, that's kind of like every now and then. So, but yeah, I'll tell you more about that. But you guys take care, man. Let's stop playing games. It's all about having fun, but let's make sure that we're making the right decisions in our lives to set ourselves up for success. And I'm sorry I didn't get to see all those messages. I'll go back and check them out. But I'm about to go into beast mode, into this gym right now. It's right in front of me. I'm making that decision to have a better body by walking in there and doing that exercise. So that's all I have, good people. Take care. Be great. And until next time, signing off.